Hi everyone, in this video I am going to show you how you can use some of the package to speed up your Python work. So in this case we are going to use Modin and Ray. So let's start. So first what we have to do, we need to create a virtual environment. So in this case I have created multi-process as my new virtual environment, and then we need to install some of the important package. So first important package is Modin. So I have previously installed, so it's giving me that requirement is already satisfied, and as you can see by default it's going to install a pandas and numpy, and there is a specific version of pandas and numpy Modin had installed. And if you have a different version of pandas installed in your some other virtual environment, it's going to give you a warning or error if you are going to use the same older one virtual environment. So in this case you must create a new virtual environment. Okay, and then we need to install a Ray. So Ray is basically used for tuning a deep learning model. So I am going to make a separate video on that, how Ray is working and how we can tune our deep learning model. But in this case Modin is using Ray for handling some of the distributed computing task or the multi-process task. Let's go and install that one. So in this case again I have installed. Okay, so the required package is installed. Let's go and try to first run a Python the pandas workload in pandas way. Okay, so first, so you must activate your virtual environment and then you create a notebook. You need any data, whatever data you want, you just take. Okay, now import OS, now import time, and then import pandas PD format. Now once the important module is imported, what we will do, we will load the data. So pd dot read csv. So I will take the name of this, copy that and try to load. Data is not so big, it will take some time to load. Let's wait and see. Once data is loaded, let's go and see the shape of data. As you can see, we have 31,000 data is there. It's not much bigger data. And then we need to see the data itself. So we have 3 columns called code, language and safety. So we are going to basically work on this code. So you can take any column, because in this video we are not going to do some actual work on the data itself. We are going to show you how Modin is working and how Panda is working. Okay, so this data I am going to use in separate video to show you how you can predict a vulnerability in your code. Okay, now we are going to make a simple method that will going to work on each row of this data to do some cleaning work. So I am not going to write actual clean work, just simply dumbing work. So clean text, and then I will use time to mimic the sum of the delay. So in this case it's like 0.1 second it's going to take, right? And then simply return this text. So this delay, whatever the delay I have taken, instead of this delay you can take any computation. You can either use to remove a name, you remove some of the stop words or like that. So some of the processing, whatever you want, you can do here. So it will, that all the work will take some time, right? So that you can write, and then I will take diff and code column and then apply. So in this case I am using apply as an example. So this code is the pretty much a common code when we are working on any pre-processing of text in NLP. So whenever we want to do some kind of cleaning on the data and other stuff, we are going to use this apply function or map function. to do all these tasks for us. Okay, so right now it's running on by default on the Pandas apply, and let's see how much time it's taking. As you can see, it has taken 39.7 seconds. It's a huge time when you consider the amount of column we have. We have only 31,000 column, and we have a very small amount of delay. So this apply function will take like hours or days. And if you have a huge data like 1 lakh data point or 1 crore data point like that. Okay, so now we will see how Modin work on same code and same process, and how much time it will take. So Modin is basically built in a way that it will support the Pandas API. So for that I will simply call Modin that Pandas. So inside Modin they have implemented the Pandas API. Modin has implemented some of the Pandas API in Modin way, where all the distributed computing or multiprocessing based on the Ray or some other engines they will work. But some of the packages are also there inside the Modin which will not implemented inside the Modin, but it is going to default. It's going to use the default version of Pandas API, and we don't have to worry about that. That's the most beautiful thing about the Modin. So let's go and run. And after that we need to tell the Modin that which engine we are going to use as to handle this multi-process distributed computing kind of calculation. Okay, so we are using right now Ray. Others are also there. So if I come to the main site, you can see that Ray, Desk and MPI, these are the different modules are there which is going to help Modin to take some of the workload like multiprocessing and distributed calculation kind of work. So I will take this code and keep there. So this is simply a code that tell Modin that use the Ray as your backend, because some of the other backends are also there. Okay, so let's run. Now what we will do, not what you can say that typical way of doing the things, but if you use this way, it's going to help you to avoid some of the common errors when we are using Ray. Okay, so we import Ray. Okay, and then first we need to shut down the Ray. Why I'm using this one? Because if you are doing some kind of experiment, different experiment, this Ray by default create a server in your RAM, and you don't know that in multiple run that you have either shut down or not. So this is a safe code you should use every time when you are using Ray, so that some common error inside the Ray will not happen to you. So then after that what we will do, we will just simply initiate. So first it will shut down, it will make sure that no other server is running, and then after that it will run a server. You can see that it has run the server. You can click on this link and see that what other things are there inside the Ray. I will make a separate video on the Ray and show you how you can hypertune some of the deep learning model based on the Ray, how you can use multi-process or even the distributed remote computing on that one in your local and even on the server. So that is going to be a separate video, so make sure that you should subscribe my channel. Okay, after that what we will do, we will simply run. So now you can see that everything is the same. You don't have to worry about, everything is going to be the same as the Pandas, but now it's going to use some of the API from the Modin. Now it's loaded. Let's see the shape. So it's working. You can see we don't have to change any code. So keep this code like that only, and we will run a separate one. And now see how much time it's taking. Only 14 seconds. It is more than a double speed, right? For this small amount of data. If you have data in like GB or TB, or even if you have a very much more processing in the clean, it is going to save us lots of time, right? You can see there is a huge difference between the 40 second and this 15 second. It is a huge difference. Okay, that's why Modin is very wonderful. When we are working on some kind of pre-processing, it will help you to save so much time. Okay, so this is it for this video. I hope that this video will help you and save you so much time when you are working on the NLP task. Thank you.